Alright, how is everybody doing? Happy New Year. Welcome to the first live lesson of the year. As I was saying on Instagram and Snapchat and stuff, there's going to be a lot more live content this year. Last year was kind of getting used to the software, getting used to the hardware, buying software, and just getting more and more used to it as time went on. So, planning way more. So, a bit behind, about 2 or 3 minutes, but anyways, I'll get into it. Now, for this song, Lipa, New Rules, we aren't using open chords. We're using like parts of chords, and it's actually the keyboard part that's played in the song. So I'm just going to begin by bringing up both angles, and we'll get it on the go to begin. So it would go something like this. This is what I'm covering here tonight. Do not be scared. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so that is a brief outline of the main part. Now, what I'm going to say here, first of all, to begin, is if you're a beginner and you're looking at this going, no way am I going near that, try some of it. Just try a bit of it, try it really slow, and you're going to actually learn a whole lot more than if you would say avoid more challenging things on guitar. If you're intermediate, this is a nice middle ground of a piece. If you're advanced and you find all this extremely easy, like change it up, use different fingers, or try and play it even faster so that you will get some learning material from it as well as having fun. Alright, now, and if anybody has any questions on the stream, just post a comment below. Alright, so to begin, I'm going to put it up there, and I have my notes here. Now, the first thing I draw your attention to about this is the fact that the rhythms are quite pronounced. Alright, so the thing to watch with it is that as you're going through it, I'll just use this angle for now, you're going to notice that I've A minor written above the first chord. Now, A minor really, the thing to watch with this is we're going to use the index finger on the G string, the ring finger on the D string, and then the open A string. And that's what we get. Now the rhythm of that goes as follows. It goes, and I have it all broken down in terms of counting, right? Because the important thing about this is to get the rhythm. Because you're going to notice that in that first bar and half of the second bar there, it's the exact same chord. So once you have it on, you have it on. So it goes as follows. It goes, let's get my notes up here. So we're going to go 1 E and A, 2 E and A. I'll do that again. It goes 1 E and A, 2 E and A. Okay, now one little thing to draw your attention to about that. Okay, we're actually going to do one last time. So it goes 1 E and A, 2, 3 E and A, 4. Okay, so the rhythm there, I kind of messed it up a second ago, but I'll recap. So altogether that first bar, it's going really slow. It goes 1 E and A, 2, 3 E and A, 4. Now, started that slow and get used to that. And as I speed it up, it would go 1 E and A, 2, 3 E and A, 4. 1 E and A, 2, 3 E and A, 4. And that is the best way to approach that rhythm. Now, that's the first bar. Then the second bar goes as follows. It goes 1 E and A, 2, same as before. And that 1 E and A rhythm is in most of the first beat of the whole song. Now on the next part, let's get this going. You're going to see in the second bar there, over the chord, or under the chord labelled G5, it goes as follows. You'd make your G5 by getting your index finger on the 5th fret of the D string and your ring finger on the 7th fret of the G string. Okay? So that's our shape now. It was this one, and now it's this one. Okay, now what we get here is we get 3E and 4E and. That little 8th fret on the B string is kind of cool. And you're going to get that with your pinky. So again, that section, the G5, it goes 3E and 4E and 3E and 4E and 3E and 4E and 3E and 4E and that's the full speed. So the second bar altogether goes as follows. It goes 3, 4. I'll do it again. Alright, so now, right below me here, those two bars all together, very slowly played, go as follows. It goes 3, 4. Second bar. And that is the first line of the piece. Now, you often with these pieces walk a fine line between playing it so slow that you're like, it doesn't sound like the piece, and I want to play the piece. But it's in that going really slow that you're going to begin to find that it starts to make a lot more sense rhythmically, because you're getting it exactly where it's meant to be, and then you speed it up from there. Otherwise, you go into this sort of grey area of playing it by ear and fingers crossed that you're getting it. So this is quite mathematical, since we are using the beats, of course, but at least it's nearly like paint by colours. If you don't land it on the A, or if you don't land it on the E, or the beat, or the offbeat, you know something's up, and you can slow it down. Alright? That is my bit of preaching over here tonight to do with this one. Let's get into the next section. So, we get the following. This third bar, you're going to notice again F5 is written above it. That is simply the name, okay? It's a name for an F power chord based off an F major chord. So the thing here to watch is as follows, and we'll do a multi-screen split in a second, but I'll just play this first. So we get the F5, the shape that you had with your G5. If you remember your index and your ring finger, you're going to slide that down 2 frets. Okay, and then the rhythm again is the same. It goes 1 E and A. Okay, so once you get that, you've gotten the other ones. Okay, 1 E and A. Now, take a look at that note there. It's the first fret on the E string that comes after that. That falls on the offbeat of the 2, which goes as follows. It just... So you'll need to go 1 E and 2 E and 1 E and 2 E and. And if you're ever on any of these beats or rhythms or anything like that, if you slowed right down, and even if you clap, just to be sure you're getting it on the beats, and then add playing back in. So we get 1 E and 2 E and. Now the next part then, you're going to see gets a bit busier. So let's take a look at that. So that one goes as follows. It goes 3 E and 4 E and. Alright, I'm going to do a self-imposed zoom in for this bit. So you're going to notice that I do my fingers where they were, but watch my index now. My index here is actually going to flatten and bar the 3rd fret on the B and the E string. Okay, so, and that allows me to get a really nice chord that sounds as follows. It goes... Okay, so you could do a bit of practice going like this. Just get used to going between them. And for that, my thumbs drop down really low down the neck. Alright, so back to the counting on that part. It's going to go as follows. We get this. We get 3 E and 4 E and 3 E and 4 E and. that to me is one of the trickiest bits of it. It's the double picking, followed by the quick bar down, and then getting your middle and your ring finger to pick it. So a good idea could be to take that out and slow it right on down, okay? Now, that bar altogether goes as follows. We get this. We get 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and. I'll do that bit again, sorry. 3 E and a 4 E and. And that is the third bar. That's one of the trickiest ones, to be honest. Now, then the fourth bar written after that goes as follows. We get the same thing again. 1 E and a 2 E and a. And then this last bit of a rhythm, I just ask you to draw your attention to it ever so slightly, because the thing about this rhythm that's coming is it's actually a rhythm that is stuck a lot in the chorus of the tune, which we're getting to in a moment. Okay, so it goes like this. It goes it goes 1 E and a 2 E and a. Then you're going to get your middle finger on the 4th fretted G, your ring finger on the 5th fretted D, then your index finger is going to go on the 3rd fret of the thick E string. And we get that nice sort of G chord. Or not sort of, it's a definitely G chord. So we get this is the rhythm. It goes 3 E and a, 4 E and a. Do it again. 3 E and a, 4 E and a. And that's the sort of upbeat rhythm. So that fourth bar altogether goes as follows. It goes 3, 4. That's it on loop. Alright, now what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to bring up my multi-screen jobby. Oh, actually this could work well. Alright, so I'm going to play those 2 bars again, okay? So we'll get this. So all together, those 2 bars, the 3rd and the 4th bar goes as follows. It goes 3, 4. Do it one more time. It goes 3, 4. Alright, now the next thing is, and if anybody's any questions at any stage, post a comment below. I'll be happy to answer. Alright, so I'm just going to pull up. Now, with this part, really, the thing to watch with it is as follows. It's that is the main loop. Actually, I'll take this away for 1 sec. Okay, right, so the thing about this one that's common is the bits we've done already bring us from the intro that we hear just the music into the talking to myself and I'm making myself crazy. That brings us into the part with the singing too. Now, the next part that I'd separate out on its own is the pre-chorus, the bit that goes 1, don't pick up the phone, dun, 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 2, don't let me, dun, 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 dun. Now, singing and playing it is a completely different story, as you can see, but you're actually going to be on something very similar for that pre-chorus. Okay, so the first thing I'd ask you to remember is we're actually going to play the exact same beginning for the pre-chorus. So the bit where she sings 1, don't pick up the phone, you're going to go as follows, the same again. Now, the bit where it differs is the slide that I had up a moment ago, which goes as follows. You're going to see we do have the F5 back again, but this time it's not as detailed. We don't have that bit that goes. That's kind of reserved for the intro and the verse. Alright, so let's just flick the angle a sec. Alright. Now, I like this angle. So, here we go. This one goes as follows. It goes... Okay, so it's the same as before. That rhythm, just to veer off course, just for a second, it's the one that's used in Rich Girl by Gwen Stefani and Eve. Alright, in case you want to go with that one. Right, so here we go. This one goes as follows. It goes 1 E and A, 2 E and A. Alright, now, with the next part, sorry, I'll correct that one. That one actually goes, reading it from afar here, that one goes as follows. I'll just pick it up here. Alright, so this one actually goes as follows. So this part goes 1 E and A, 2 E and A, 3 E and A. Okay, so it's on the A after 3. It goes 1 E and A, 2 E and A, 3 E and A, 4 E and A. Then you do the same again. To begin, you go 1 E and A, 2 E and A, 3 E and A, 4 E and. And that basically is just like our G chord from earlier, the one that went like this. But now that's removed. So that bit all together, that line goes 3, 4. So that's it on loop. Alright, so the next part then, we're going to get, and we're nearly there, this next part coming is the chorus. Okay, just had an idea here, just going to try one other angle. Okay, this might work. Let's just see. So, this angle, let's check if there's any questions here. Ah, hey, how's it going, Sarah? Thanks. If you have any guitar questions, let me know. So, we get this. Now, the chorus goes as follows. You're going to notice that really, with the chorus, that it is, how would you say, it feels really weird going into it because the bass stays out and comes back in an odd place, and also the bass drum, when it hits in, is unusual as well. So, something that could be an idea to try would be actually clapping along, and just seeing how it feels for 2 or 3 beats until the music comes back in and merges together. Or even if you're of the variety that goes out to a club, if anybody's jumping up and down, have a look at them when it comes to that part. I remember years ago, I've been in club in ages, but I remember years ago looking at a few songs and it had that sort of effect in them. And what ended up happening was it would throw people for a beat or two, then they kind of stop and they start jumping up and down again. Anyways, enough stories. Here we go. Chorus goes as follows. Now, like I was saying, this is the rhythm that we had already in another section of the song. So it goes 1 E and A, 2 E and A. That's our rhythm. It goes 1 E and A, 2 E and A. Alright, do that one more time. 1 E and A, 2 E and A. So it goes 3, 4. Okay, I'll do that again. So it goes 3, 4. And for this, you're going to notice that I do a lot of this sort of thing as I play, like. Okay, and I will be uploading some YouTube videos in the next 2 weeks covering about how to keep your sense of rhythm with your hand that's doing the picking, rather than, we'd say, tapping your foot or bobbing your head too much, okay? Now, in the meantime, just get the count. That's the important thing. So it goes 1 E and A, 2 E and A. Okay, I'll do it again. 1 E and A, 2 E and A. And the good news is, once you've gotten the rhythm for that part, you have it for the next part that follows as well. And that part that's coming goes as follows. Now, we're back to that F5, which is down 2 frets. Okay, and again, the rhythm is going to be quite the same. It goes 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and the next bar. Then just keep an eye. Two of the chords will be F5s. Then you'll slide up 2 frets and get 2 G5s. 1 E and 2. I'll do that again. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and. Alright, so all together that line goes as follows. It goes 3, 4. Alright, so all that, and I'll do a double take here. I'll take away this one. It would go as follows. So this is the part that goes one to pick up the phone, you know, dun, dun, 2 don't let him in, you probably did, dun. I got no roots for counting. I got to keep them to myself. No more singing. Then, after that chorus, you're back into the verse again, and that's the. And that is all the tune. So what I'm going to do here is just bring this up. There's some new features added to this software that I didn't know about for tonight. But anyways, I'll go through them before the next one. So that is all of New Rules by Dua Lipa. If anybody's any questions, anybody's watched it live or anybody who's watching at a different time, even in a different year, whenever you're watching this, if you have any questions, post a comment below. And what I'll also do is the tab that I was reading off, it's in the video at the points as pop-ups, but sometimes players find it handier to view the entire tab on its own and take sections out and work on it. So what I'll do is I'll post a link to the tab as well below the video. Alright, thanks for tuning in. Catch you very soon.